Well, hello, welcome to the show. You're listening to BBC Radio Leeds. Now, my next guest is only in her 20s, I think, but in her life, she's had 5 diagnoses of cancer to deal with. It all started when she was a child, so things have definitely not been easy, but she is an absolute superstar. After 5 years in remission as well, she is celebrating with a huge fundraising event that you can get involved in. It's called Life with the Ribbon. It's a charity gala. It's going to be on at Unity Hall in Wakefield on the 10th of May. So to tell us a little bit more, I'm so happy to be joined by Kimberley Hattersley-Barton. Hello there.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming in today. First of all, can we have a little bit of background? Because I said that you're in your 20s. How old are you?
I'm 27.
So you're 27 now. You're from Wakefield.
Yeah.
When did you first, in your life, in your pretty short life so far, when did you first get a diagnosis of cancer?
So I was only 13 months old.
What?
Yeah, so I can't even remember it.
Oh.
Luckily, in a way.
Oh my gosh. So your whole life.
Yeah.
You've had this like just as a part of your life and you just don't remember that at all?
No, and that was quite a severe diagnosis. I had multiple surgeries, lots of chemo and radio. It took a couple of years nearly. But it was rhabdomyosarcoma on my bladder.
Right.
And yeah, treated at Sheffield Children's, and then yeah, that was pretty much the first one. And then there was a big gap between them, but because of all the treatment being so toxic to my body, you get long-term late effects from that. So I've actually always lived with kidney failure, heart failure and ovarian failure as well from the side effects of the treatment. So it saved my life, but it's given me conditions that I'll have to live with.
Oh my goodness. What was school like then? When was your second diagnosis?
When I was 18, so that kind of interrupted college.
Yeah.
But throughout school and primary school, I wasn't in a lot. I think I went to full-time probably by year 5 or 6, but because I was so poorly most of the time, I wasn't barely in. Anyway, yeah.
Oh gosh, so you really have had an awful lot to deal with because of the long-term effects of the medication. Has that left you with like lots of different problems, like you said, different cancers, different long-term issues?
Yeah, so a thing that can happen with treatment is you could always get secondary cancers. Apparently my other ones, which are the more recent 4, aren't related to the first time, but I think there could be possibilities because 3 of the 5 have been tongue cancers. But the main issues that I live with and from the treatment is the organ failure conditions.
Right, okay. And they can't do anything about that then?
No, I'm on medication for my heart and everything. Unfortunately, as of August last year, I had to start dialysis, so I went about 20 years with my kidney failure slowly deteriorating, and then it just hit really unexpectedly overnight, and I've just been there this morning. It's 3 times a week. It's like a part-time job. It's a lot.
Do you work as well?
No, I can't.
No.
I used to volunteer. I mean, with my health and everything, it's always been difficult, and I think in general, anyone with disabilities or health issues find it hard to get a job. But yeah, it's made things difficult.
Well, like you say, if you're having to have dialysis 3 times a week as well, that is very, very time consuming and very uncomfortable as well. I know that in your life you've been involved in various charities. Can you tell us a little bit about, I think at one point you were involved in When You Wish Upon a Star. Did you go on a trip?
Yeah, so from my first childhood cancer diagnosis, the charity is actually more known for wish granting for poorly children, but I was nominated through the hospital to go on their annual Lapland trip.
Oh, right.
As one of the children, so that was really special, and I went there, we met Santa, I think lots of different celebrities.
What an unusual life though, to have, a lovely thing, a lovely opportunity, but then to have all of this to deal with as well. From your perspective, that's all you've ever known.
Yeah, well that's the thing, and even though there's been that gap between 1 year old and 18, I've always grown up going to hospital appointments, like follow-ups, medication, being poorly, getting a blood test would be nothing to me. So it's become part of my normal, but it would be a big thing to everyone else. And I find even with my last few diagnoses, it doesn't get easier, and like the dialysis has been a massive life change. There's so much you have to change: diet, fluid intake, everything. There's just so much that you wouldn't even think about, and I didn't know about either.
Do you ever get to talk to anybody else who's in a similar position to you?
Yeah, so actually from my awareness page, I met one of my best friends. She's had leukemia twice, and we literally voice note every night, and if either of us are feeling a bit up and down about like our everyday lifestyle, it's nice to have that connection and understanding with someone else who's experienced something similar and can understand it for what it is.
Exactly, because nobody else really can see it quite like you, I guess.
No, I mean, like, my family's gone through it in a different way firsthand, and obviously they're a massive support, and they've literally got me through it as well.
Tell us about starting your social media page then. What is that? Can we follow you? Can we get involved?
Yeah, so I have Instagram and Facebook, so that's Kimberley's _Life with the Ribbon, and that actually came about on my third diagnosis. So like I say, my second one was when I was 18. I had tongue cancer, and then 4 years later I was diagnosed again. It wasn't a relapse, it was just the same type that I got, and it was in the middle of the pandemic, so it was literally March. I'd started documenting my lockdown stuff like fitness and everything, and then the diagnosis happened. I was like, well, I want to make use of what I can do, and whilst everyone's indoors, just spread the awareness a bit, and kind of came up with the idea of Kimberley's Life with a Ribbon, shared it, put videos on YouTube of the recovery and the surgery, and then kept up with it ever since, really, which has literally documented my life with the ribbon, with having another 2 diagnoses since.
So the ribbon is alluding to, well, the cancer ribbon.
Yeah, that was the idea of the name, because the ribbon represents Cancer Ribbon, and it's all about awareness and my life and the journey, so that's where the name inspiration came from.
So you're very involved in like various charities.
Yeah, I've done different fundraising for the charities that have supported me. So my first Gala that I did last year, I fundraised for Macmillan, Starlight and Bees of Courage, and then this year's Gala I'm keeping Bees of Courage, and I'm doing When You Wish Upon a Star, and then the Willow Foundation as well.
Oh wow.
They've all supported me. I've had different special days, trips and wishes granted with these charities.
I don't know how you are so positive. I don't know how you keep going. I don't know what it is that you tell yourself. Do you think, is there a part of you that's just naturally very positive, or do you have to, you've got to work at it?
I think a mix of everything.
Yeah.
I do think, and I've realised I've got a strong mindset, and I optimise and use my coping mechanisms, but I've had to learn them. And I think in general, I'm always one to not take things slow. I'm not a patient person. as like my family would know from this last recovery only in January, it's one of those things where I want to do the most that I can as soon as I can. So I'm always striving to get better.
So when I said at the start that you'd been in remission, you're in remission from cancer, but you've still got lots of other things going on. Is that right? Have I got that right or not?
Yeah, so remission represents being clear of cancer, and my Gala is celebrating 5 years remission of my third diagnosis.
Right.
But my latest diagnosis was literally just in November, December.
Gosh.
So I've just had a surgery again in January on my tongue, which is why my speech has changed. I know I sound like, and everyone can understand me, and all my friends and family say I sound absolutely fine. I'm just still getting used to the new sound, because I do have a slight lisp now, whereas I didn't before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm just getting used to it all. I think that's the thing. My mindset is having to adapt and accept things, and it has been hard. I've probably found this last one of the hardest, I think, emotionally as well.
Well, you seem like somebody who likes to talk as well, and actually, if you've had like an operation on your tongue, then that must have been really hard for you, because initially you probably wouldn't have been able to say anything at all, I guess.
Well, I wasn't supposed to. I wasn't supposed to.
Well, tell us a little bit about the gala. What is going to happen on the night?
So it's an evening of live performances. We've got West End stars, lots of local young talented dancers. There's the Northern Ballet Academy, Maria Penrose Dance Studios, and another young dancer called Meg Fine, and they're all amazing. And yeah, they're all coming for a performance night, and that's what it's all about, really. A big celebration, a good night, and yeah, just lots of fun. Really.
Are you selling tables? Are you selling seats? How's that working?
It's like a theatre setting. So the tickets are on Ticket Source, which is under the Life with the Ribbon charity gala.
Do you like performing as well then?
Yeah, so right. I've always done a bit of dancing myself, and I will be dancing as well on the night. So I've choreographed a routine with the Maria Penrose dancers.
Well, it sounds absolutely great. I bet you. Are you nervous, looking forwards, lots of emotions?
Yeah, nervous whilst this is all in the preparation stage, but I know once it gets to the day, I'm just going to be excited and looking forward to it, and it'll all do what it needs to with everyone else that's there.
Well, lots and lots of luck. I hope it all goes really, really smoothly. This is on the 10th of May. It's called the Life with the Ribbon Charity Gala, organised by my guest Kimberley Hattersley Barton. It is on at Unity Hall in Wakefield. Get yourself online, get yourself a ticket. Where should they go again? Where do they visit?
It's ticketsource.co.uk, and the event name is Life with the Ribbon Charity Gala. Life
with the Ribbon Charity Gala. Lots of luck with everything, and I hope you're feeling better, and I hope you'll come in and talk to us again. It's been really, really nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'd love to. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.